is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs in MC. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs in a mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your turn.
Give me the mic.
What up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, all those good things. I used to be on the show. Somebody used to say that if I don't see you again, good night, goodbye, hello, good morning, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. But we're live, y'all. We're live once again in the office in Studio 105.4. And we have a great guest, me, and of course, my main man over there, DJ Mike. Give him the mic.
Yes. Welcome to another edition of Two DJs and One Mic. Yes, we do have a special guest, Mr. Nate Acosta.
What's up, fellas? Thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate this.
Good.
Thank you for coming. It's always an honor.
We had a suggestion that we needed to get some local guys on. So I think DJ Mario B, he sent me a list of people he wanted to get on, and you were one of the first one to respond.
Shout out to my guy Mario.
Yeah. So
Mario need to put his name in the hat.
Yeah.
Mario, don't send names and don't put your name. That's not how this works.
Don't be shy.
You're local too.
Yeah,
I know you're from the SIP, but you're here in the DFW Metroplex.
Come on and get in the hot chair, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
chair is not hot. It's
it's comfortable to me.
Yeah,
this is great.
Chair is based on honesty, truth, openness. We just like to have open, candid conversations about some of the things that we love.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right. So with all that being said, so how did you get into DJing?
Yeah, man. It was actually by chance. Like I never really thought about being a DJ, to be honest with y'all. My mom and her sisters were planning a 50th wedding anniversary for my grandparents, and they're from like a small town in West Texas, probably like 3,000 people. Shout out to La Mesa, Texas. But
heard of that.
Yeah, it's like right outside of Lubbock. So my mom and my aunts were planning a party, and one of my aunts was like, they were talking about DJ, like who's going to DJ the event. And one of my aunts was like, oh, let's just have Nathan do it. And I was like, I never DJ'd anything before, like I was just like, okay. So my mom had taken me to like a pawn shop in Irving. It's where I was born and raised. And I went and bought 2 PVSP5s, like a Mackie mixer, but it wasn't like one of these like sit down. It was like one of them ones that had all the knobs on the front.
Inline.
Yeah, it was just And so I went to my room. I set it up. At that time, like I didn't even have a controller. I think I grabbed my mom's like home desktop and ran out of like the headphone jack into the mixer. I downloaded this program where you could fade between songs, man. And one of my uncles, his cousin was a DJ, and he gave me a bunch of music that he had downloaded from somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And that's what I used.
I'm gonna have to make an adjustment here, bring you up just a little bit.
Yeah. And that's what I ended up using. And that was how I DJ'd my first event, man. It was probably like 350 people.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. No mixing. It was just. And then what I did was I planned out the entire set. So I said, I'm going to play this song. Then I'm going to play this song. Then I'm going to play this song. Me and my uncle stayed up like programming it. And that's how it went, man. That was my first event. It did on it. Like it. I mean, of course it wasn't like what it is now. Right. Cause I mean, I don't ever do that anymore, but I mean, I guess it worked out pretty good. People danced. I remember, I still have the pictures from that event, and yeah, man, that was my first, that's how I got into it.
Well, the good thing you're still alive, so
right.
It worked.
I didn't blow up anything. I didn't electrocute my mom's house. Man. And then from then I bought a Hercules RMX. That was the first controller I ever DJ'd on. And, I mowed yards. I saved up money to buy a laptop and Hercules RMX, man. And from there was kind of history.
So how old were you at that
I'm
time?
at that time I was 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of y'all got early starts, man.
Oh yeah.
I was too busy bouncing that orange ball.
Yeah.
I love DJing, but I was like, okay, this basketball is gonna be my first love. So
Right. Well, I mean, when you're like 6'6", like you know, I'm 5'9", bro.
I chased that basketball for a long time, but I finally gave in to the turntables eventually.
Yeah, man. So that's how it started.
So did you get paid?
Dang, I don't even remember if I think I got paid like maybe $100, bro. My aunts and my mom gave me $100. I think my mom was like, well, since I bought you the equipment, like that was, that was kind of my payment. Right. So,
and I'll feed you.
Yeah, exactly. And I provide a house for you to live at. But yeah, man, that was the first event I ever DJ'd. And then from there, I just started doing like little house parties for friends. What really kind of like, when I noticed like, dang, man, this is something I want to do, I went and interned at KNON 89.3 here in Dallas and got surrounded by like some dope DJs, man. Because I mean, at that time, I was kind of mixed, learning the ins and outs of like blending and everything. But when I went there and I was around these guys that were like really doing it, it just inspired me, man. And from that moment on, I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Cool. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Nice story.
Yeah.
We get all kind of angles from how people started. Where you went to somebody's event, the DJ was horrible. Okay, I need to start. I could do this.
I need to do this.
If they're that bad, I could do it. But that's the first time I ever heard anybody where the family actually brought you in, or you just, you know, and you did it from there. So that's pretty cool.
It was like being jumped into a game,
bro, for real, man. And and it was just like, and it was a gang where I knew everybody. That was the.
So did that make it even more nerve
for me, man? And I tell people all the time, like, I'm more nervous DJing like weddings or events for like people I actually know than strangers.
It's funny. I told Mike, or I don't know if I was telling Mike or my wife that just the other day that I put more pressure on myself for family, because I just did my brother's 56th surprise birthday party, and of course you DJ family all the time, but it's just something. It's an extra little bit of, okay, I can't jack this up because this is my brother. This is his.
You got to see him again.
Yeah, and friends, even people I go to church with, because I say, okay, I got to run into them next Sunday, so I can't jack this up. So again, Friday I was doing a thing for the church. Nervous as I don't know what, but once you get going, you're good. But I always put more pressure on myself for family and friends.
I don't know. It's different for me. For family, I don't have pressure.
Really. I do. I mean,
no,
because
I'm just saying I have more pressure dealing with people that I don't know versus people that I know. And maybe
is that I'm talking about the pressure on yourself to perform well. Are you talking?
I don't. I'm just saying I don't have the pressure on myself to perform well.
Okay.
And I think it may be because all my family know this is what I do, and I've been doing since I was a kid.
They all know that too, but each time they're expecting you to show up and show out
for free. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's my sister. My sister think that I'm gonna DJ for her free for the rest of my life. So, but this is what my family know with me.
Yeah.
Now with my family, they get no requests.
Oh, okay.
No requests. They cannot come up to the DJ booth and show out.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Because I will let them have it.
You just pack up your stuff and go home.
Oh, no. I get on the mic and I embarrass.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe that will take the pressure off.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
But no, we have a good time, and I just know what they like, so it's easier.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, what year was the 14-year-old? What year did the 14-year-old start DJing?
That was let's see if we're
Don't say 2006.
No. We're in 2024 right now. I'm 33.
Wow.
So let's see.
Man, come on,
man. What year was that? 2004.
Oh, that's just as bad.
Yeah.
That's only
I think I want to say it was 2004. I think.
Okay,
2004,
he's better
2005.
than what's his name last week.
Stutter.
Because he's how old was the kid last week? 25.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jaylen.
So Mike started teaching him at 14. So man,
Nice.
he was like 13 when he started or something. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I think I want to say like 2004, 2000. It was like it was New Year's. It was a New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
Because that was when their anniversary was, and so yeah, it was like I want to say it was
Man,
the
they
New
got
Year's
you
Eve of
with $100.
2000. Man, bruh,
They
I'm
got
saying,
you. You got
and
robbed.
it was like a 6-hour event.
No,
Like,
they
no,
got
they
you.
didn't get
they
you,
had
man.
dinner. I mean, but
What?
you know,
He was not even a DJ, Mike.
Right.
It's
I mean,
about, he probably got as much as some of these ones
He
deserve.
had expectations that they wanted met.
Yeah, about
He stayed
$100
up all
worth.
night
You
with his
did-
uncle. They
Right,
were
right.
making sure that he didn't mess it up.
About $100 worth too.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But no, you know how that is. Starting out the gate, family especially, they gonna try.
They will.
Oh yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm thankful for it, man, because if it were never for that, like
Oh no.
maybe I never
Yeah.
would have started DJing.
Had
you
you
know?
ever thought about going into it before that?
Nah, man. You know, the funny thing is, I wanted to be a rapper.
Mm.
I was always into music. Like I would produce beats. I'd get with like friends, and we'd like. I was terrible, bro. I'm so glad I found DJing, but like, I mean, if we're just being honest, bro. Like,
Well, you a wacky.
like I go back and listen. I'm like, oh my god, bro. Like, who let me on this? You know. So
man.
I look back now, man. I'm like, thank God, you know, that this worked out the way it did because.
You wasn't a Timberland
Nah,
or Dre.
not at all, man. It was not a good look. So, yeah.
All
so
I think about is third base when he said that. You get the gas.
Yeah, man. So
That's hilarious.
yeah, man.
Hey, yeah, I tried to get in a talent show dancing one time, and I was like, okay, never again.
Yeah.
This is tougher than I thought.
Your
Right.
legs are too long.
Yeah. He tried to do a windmill and kicked everybody in the front row.
No. We were just pop locking, and I think I was just popping and not
That was-
locking.
Yeah. I'm pretty
But
sure that was
no.
interesting.
Oh, it
man,
was.
That's
man.
funny.
Okay, so the question you originally tried to ask, moving on down the line.
Okay, what was your biggest influence as a DJ?
Man, you know, I think what the first memory I have of like hearing a DJ and I'm like, man, he was dope. Like in that, like really made me want to like perfect my craft was a DJ by the name of Big Baby here in Dallas. Rest in peace, Big Baby. He was actually
Was he the one that was on K104?
No, he was on so when I back this station isn't even around no more. I think you're thinking of
Baby G.
Yeah.
Baby, yeah.
But Big Baby was on a morning show called the Mean Mouty Show. So Mean Mouty was like a and they were like a Latin kind of
Okay, all right.
like show in the mornings, but I used to listen to him on the way to school. He also got his start on KNON.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I
bro, I will
remember him
never
from there.
forget. It was I still hear the mix that he did today. It was Rihanna's "Hey Mr. DJ, Don't Stop the D," and he put that I think they call it like Mabata rhythm, like the
yeah.
like you know, like the from like the reggae dancehall, and he mixed those two, and I heard it on the radio, and I was like,
It blew your mind.
it blew my mind, bro. And so from that moment on, I went home, I downloaded the Rihanna, I downloaded the cool, I think it was like a Kulo version of Pitbull's, and I tried to do the same mix, right? And I was hooked after that, man. So shout out to Big Baby, man, one of the OGs in Dallas, especially if you're from the Dallas area and you're Mexican like I am growing up. Like he was like bro, I mean, one of the greatest, man. So he was definitely like my one of my big inspirations hearing him. And then just like all the guys I was around on in KNON, shout out to DJ Emrod, Poppin' Fresh, Curve, DJ Devious. A lot of these guys, like, a cool thing about it was they like kind of took me under their wing when they didn't have to. You know, I was like a new guy. I was trash probably, and they showed me like, bro, I had no idea what like record pools were, like where they were getting their edits from, and like, you know, just the concepts of like mixing in at the chorus and not just in the middle of the verse, right? And like all these little tips and tricks that they were showing me, and if it wasn't for those guys, man, like I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today. So shout out to all
like
them.
those guys were, but I mean, that was good. I'm glad to hear that because me and Mike dealt with a whole different animal in our days. Nobody wanted to help.
Right.
Nobody
And I feel
it
could definitely be that way in this culture, man.
So I hope you're doing the same
Oh
thing.
yeah. You know, anytime, I mean, someone DMs me on Instagram, hey man, like what stands are you using? Or how did you attach that light to this? Like I'm an open book. I tell people all the time, like if you have questions, I am not one to gatekeep, right? Like there's enough in this industry for all of us to win. And I truly believe that. So I try to help out as much as I can.
There's a new t-shirt. I'm not going to gatekeep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Dope DJs don't gatekeep, right? That's fact right there. You
Drop
know?
it.
Stamp
drop,
it.
yeah.
Drop it. Just don't drop the mic, but drop that.
And people don't understand that you're only making the industry better by keeping a secret. You're not making it any better. You're not doing anything that's something like a phenomenon. You know, you're just making it help everybody.
Right.
I mean, you know, all you're doing is
You're just elevating,
right.
you know,
elevating the game.
And I tell people all the time, man, like if we all elevate each other, that means we can all charge more. That means the base rate that clients have to pay is going to be higher, and we all make more money. We all win. You know, like, I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. If everyone's trying to crabs in a bucket mentality, bringing people down and trying to undercut everybody, we all lose.
Yeah,
you know,
we do in a sense.
Yeah,
we do.
No, not in a sense. We lose.
Well, I mean, I think of it a lot of different ways because you figure I did a study one time. There's 64,000 weddings in Dallas in a year.
Nobody can do all that.
Out of those, it's got to be 10% that are looking for top-notch quality DJs, and you just have to separate and know where to fish. Yeah.
And I think that if you ask everyone that's having an event, whether it's a wedding, private party, what have you, they all want the best.
Yeah.
It's just if they're not educated and we don't do our part, they don't get the best.
Yeah. And I think too, like the best is subjective, right?
Yeah,
like
it is
for everybody. My best is different from JP's. My best is different from you, Mike. Like, and so some of the clients that book you might not think I'm the best. They're going to think you're the best, right? And so, like you said, we can only separate ourselves and provide the value that I can provide, not what the other person.
Yeah, that's why we say we can give each other the same playlist, and you're gonna do it different than I would do it, and you're gonna have your spin on it. I'm gonna have my spin on it. You know, we all can bring it different. Some people gonna get out there and dance. Some people gonna, stay behind the booth, and some people gonna get on the mic. Everybody has something different, and it's all what they want. But
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, you still have to be a chameleon, though, and it's something you can't do. You know, if you need to talk more, you need to be able to do that. If you need to walk out there like you're gonna pretend like you're gonna do the wobble or something for maybe 30 seconds or so, hey, do it. But if that's what your client wants, you got to give them what they want.
Exactly.
Yes, or don't do it.
Yeah, or don't take the gig. Like I'm big on, man, like if someone hits me up, like if they were to hit me up tomorrow and be like, hey Nate, I need you to play country music and Middle Eastern music all night, I could probably go look up Spotify playlists and figure it out. But I wouldn't be the best fit for that, right? So I would happily be like, hey, look, I would love to do this event for you, but unfortunately I don't feel like I'm the best fit, but I do know this guy who is a great fit. And if we're all making these connections like we are right now, right, I might come across something that I'm like, you know what, JP would be a way better fit for that than I would. I could throw it your way, bro, and say, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, we throw a lot of Spanish gigs different ways. I mean,
totally agree.
Yeah. I know I throw a lot of stuff to VTech. I'm gonna have to start hitting you up.
Shout out to my guy Valente.
Man.
Yes, V-Man. V-Man.
Yeah. So keep it moving right along there, Miguel.
Yes.
Favorite genre to DJ?
Yeah.
Oh man. It really depends on my mood, man. But I mean, lately I've been real big into like R&B, like 90s R&B, like Tevin Campbell, Aaliyah. I mean, like that stuff. Like my mom had such a wide variety of music taste. Like, my mom was a huge disco, like the Pointer Sisters, Gap Band. I mean, so many different artists. Barry White, bro. My mom used to love Barry White. So did my aunt. So like that's what I was kind of like raised on a lot of course, like your Latin music too, like your cumbias and stuff like that. But my early memories, man, I remember hearing the like Barry White just plays in my mom's car all the time. So if I had to pick, man, I mean, I would say it just, like I said, it depends, man.
The mood,
it just depends on the mood.
Well, that's good to know you have a wide array.
Yeah, but I'm a big, I love R&B, man. Like that Usher Super Bowl halftime last night was crazy.
I was just about to ask you what you thought about.
Yeah,
that.
man, I loved it. I actually saw Usher in Vegas, not at the his residency, but we went to the Lovers and Friends festival.
Oh, okay.
But see there, man, he played a lot of like his EDM stuff instead of like the first CD I ever owned was Usher's My Way.
Okay.
That's the first CD. Like my mom, I don't know why she bought me that CD in the first place, but she bought me that CD, and like I was hoping to hear a lot more of his like R&B stuff, like nice and slow. He did. Well, last night he did
90% R&B.
Well, last night I'm talking about, I'm talking about in Vegas. So I was a little disappointed. So I was glad that he did a lot of that at the Super Bowl last night.
Well, he brought Will.i.am out and did a little bit of. I mean,
right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But see, that's the Usher I'm not really too fond of, bro.
Oh, really?
I prefer the R&B Usher. Yeah, like your Confessions.
I feel the exact same way. So I went to see him at his residency. So,
what did you think?
I mean, it was what I expected. It wasn't anything more. I was wondering if he was going to bring out the skates because he skated at the show.
Okay.
And then he brought a full Atlanta club. I mean, he has a pose at the show. It's just really live. I mean, on a whole nother level.
You felt like you're in
yeah.
Atlanta.
But I mean, you think you're at the club with the money falling
Freaky
for real.
deaky.
Yeah, because it was a dancer that she was getting it in.
A bunch of pelvic
no,
thrusters.
I thought it was really good, man. And I don't think there's anybody perfect for this. They're
No,
never gonna find anybody that reaches everybody. But it was good. It was refreshing. Usher is Usher, man. He's good at what he does.
I'm just saying he's a good entertainer.
He did his thing. He incorporated Vegas with the dances, the Cirque du Soleil, the guys shooting out the cannon, and all kind of stuff. So I thought it was really good. And I mean, they put on a great show. So
I did not expect him to start with Caught Up.
Nobody did. Everybody was saying My Way or either another song. I can't remember which one, but everybody was thinking he was going to start with My Way.
Yeah. See, I had to go back and watch it because
he didn't get to watch. He was DJing.
Okay.
Yeah. And did you hear the bad first note from Alicia Keys?
Yes. I didn't catch
go
it
back.
live.
I didn't catch it either. I got to go back and watch it because I thought she was the
she was looking.
The dress just.
Man.
boys are boys are boys are. That's all I'm gonna say,
bruh.
Yeah,
I was like just like I couldn't. Man, I didn't realize she was that thick.
Who is that?
Yeah,
she got up from behind that piano mic. Everything and the whole crowd just went quiet. It was bruh. She was looking.
Yeah, she was looking
$1 million.
Beautiful.
Bucks.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, every adjective to describe a beautiful woman, man. She was that.
She was looking good. But everybody was complaining about one note. Said her first note was horrible. When you went back and watched it, was it bad?
It was kind of bad. I mean, it's just like it was like her voice cracked, But I mean, I didn't catch it live. I didn't either. If nobody would have said nothing, I probably would have never even.
Yeah, I never would have.
Yeah.
People are so ugly, man, because we're always looking for ways to discredit.
Yes.
We refuse to build a person up. We just got to tear them down. It was good, but
right.
No, it was good, man. But like I said, I had already seen him. So
if you rated it on a 10, what would you rate it?
About a 7.
I would say
it was good.
7.5.
Because to me, Prince would always be number one to me.
I hear that.
I'm a huge Prince fan, and a lot of people forgot about Mike. Mike was. You probably didn't see Mike.
I didn't see Mike.
Mike was great. And that's about it for me. I mean, the rest of them were just there, Rihanna was okay.
Were they just there because you just didn't you wasn't familiar with the music? Or
No. But what can you do in 30 minutes to really turn somebody to make them a fan?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, if you're not familiar with their catalog of music,
well, most of the people you are, because
kinda,
the Who. I mean, everybody knows the song from the Mavericks. If you live here, you know the cuts. From
I know it, but that doesn't mean it.
But I wouldn't want to see a 15-minute halftime show from the Who.
But they did. They did.
Yeah.
They did, and it was not great. So I mean, but it's hard to get somebody to appeal to everyone.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
it's not possible.
Maybe you need a country single that crosses over to hip hop and R&B.
Everybody don't like country.
So let me ask you something. We posed this question on the show yesterday morning. Who, if you had somebody you could bring out coming up in New Orleans, who would it be?
If I had to say one more time?
If you had to pick the artist for New Orleans next year, Super Bowl, who would you?
Oh, man.
And you don't have to think New Orleans. Just somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, like, I've always thought, especially right now, Drake could do a halftime show at this point. And then if it's in New Orleans, like, if you had Drake and bring out like Lil Wayne and like the whole like Cash Money stuff, and like that would be insane to me. But of course, you get another half of people to be like, why is Drake?
What the hell
exactly.
Is that?
Thug love.
Yeah, exactly. We are not against rap music. We're against
tattoos
thugs.
on his face.
Yeah.
But
so
I do like Drake, and then we had another suggestion yesterday morning of Nelly.
Okay.
Because he's crossed over. He's done country. He could bring out Florida Georgia lines.
That's a good one, actually. I feel like Nelly could.
He's done a lot of stuff with a bunch of different people, so he would be good.
He's one of those like safe artists, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're all safe. Tell me somebody who they picked has been unsafe.
No, Nelly is very safe.
Yeah,
but I'm saying safe more as in like he appeals to like both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, that's what we say. Crossover. Yeah, he's crossing up. So it's tough, man. That's a Jay-Z or whoever's doing the picking. That's a tough job.
I think what I would do is I would do like a grand finale type style.
Just run them across the stage.
Well, I would have different artists from different genres, the hot ones.
But how, Mike?
Yeah, how would you fit them in?
everybody wants their moment.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want
no
to share the stage at
But
the
I'm just
Super
saying
Bowl
it's no
with you.
different than putting a DJ up there and you mixing in songs.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. Artists got bigger egos than we probably ever had.
Just
Well,
like, I
they
don't-
shouldn't.
Yeah.
They do.
I know they do, but if they're paying you and if
They're
you're
not
They're
getting
not
paid.
paying.
They're not getting paid.
It's like a free ad, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Is what they say.
But if you probably go look at Spotify or either Apple Music this morning, Usher's music is probably number one because
and he might. I can't see somebody not sponsoring something.
Mike,
and what I mean, hold on, hear
it's
me
free.
out. No, you're not hearing me.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the actual event, the clothes that he's wearing, the jewelry that he's wearing, those type of things. A company will, hey, you wear this, and we're gonna give you this for the Super Bowl. I can't
I can
see
see that. I
I
can
can
can't
see
see
it,
that
Mike,
he didn't
but
make
do you
any
think
money.
a company made the do-rag outfit that Snoop had on last year?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Do you think they? I don't know anything about.
You
them.
don't think. Look at it this way: when you're talking about artists or people that are famous, everything that you do, someone is trying to mimic. So everything that you do and wear, someone is selling that.
I get you. I understand, but they emphasize.
Oh, I understand
This is
that.
not paid. This is not paid.
That's
this is
good.
Not paid.
I'm just
but
saying.
I know,
that's
yeah,
good.
you're right.
It's
can,
the
of
other
course,
stuff that
of
can
course,
get you the
Nate
money.
can reach out to Pioneer. Hey, I need you to sponsor my controller, or I'm gonna have a white controller, 12-inch skins. Hey, I need your name on something. You know, of course you could do that.
I'm wearing these Chucks.
Yeah,
less.
These Chucks.
I'm gonna wear Nike.
But I feel like at least at Usher's status, like
Yeah.
he probably makes so much money that it's not even like I could buy me 5 million pairs of Chuck. You know, like it's like
I understand what you're
they'd have to throw something in that would like really cause him to be.
Well,
like,
we're just saying sponsor the
Well,
show,
yeah.
and then you get all the money
Right,
afterwards, or
right.
pay so much, or
I'm
you cost,
pretty,
fit
the
everybody out.
sponsorship. The sponsorship game is strong.
Oh, I'm sure.
But you know, there's money involved because Jackson State Band didn't come for free. So did
Yep.
Usher pay them?
Right.
Who pays all the musicians and everything?
And they may have came for free. For
no,
tuition.
sir. No, sir. Not Jackson State. No.
You don't think that they'll
No.
come for exposure?
They can't afford it.
But let me ask you this: Do you
Dion
think they
might
would
have paid
have?
for it.
They would have came if they didn't get. Because honestly, if they wouldn't have mentioned it after the fact, I wouldn't have known that it was Jackson State.
Oh, everybody was looking to trying to find out who.
You
it
know.
was.
So my thing is for them, like playing devil's advocate. I don't know if it would have been like. Now that we know who they are, of course, it's a huge moment. Like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
you know,
Heck
like,
yeah.
we were the band that played.
They
But
recruiting
if they never
just
said
went
anything, like
way
they
up.
probably would have known. Nobody would
But
have
the
known.
post, I mean, I forgot who posted it because I went looking for it, and because I had family, everybody
But
went
they
to Jackson
killed
State. My brother's big Jackson State band and the Tigerettes and all that stuff. So the J-Sets, as they call it. But it was great. But you saw the blue and black, so I say, okay, either it's them or it's Southern. Then I said, no, that's not the right color for Southern, and they ain't got no black. So I kind of figured it was either Jackson State or Southern, though. But that was really cool, man. But you know, people got paid, Mike.
Oh,
People
yeah.
took care.
wow.
Somebody took care of them. And
Mhm.
but again, just to be at the Super Bowl, are you going to ask for the world? Just get us here, feed us.
Well, I'm
and
just
get us
saying
back home?
it's just like in what we do as DJs. The greatest gift that we can get is exposure.
Please stop. Don't say that out loud.
Hold on.
Hold on. No, sir. That's a
Well, let me
bad-
hear him out. Let me hear him out. I want to
understand
hear.
your
I want to hear. I want to hear that. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you automatically start to discredit what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. I'm listening
I
to
wanna-
you, but I'm
okay.
automatically
What I mean by that,
okay.
you can be the best basketball player in your neighborhood and no one knows, and you never make it. I'm not saying free exposure. I'm saying when you're DJing, how many times, Nate, have you DJed for a new client and they're sitting there looking like, I didn't know that this is what a DJ is. And from there, it's just like a tree branch.
Sure.
Oh,
No.
I get this, I get that. So for me, the exposure is one of the best things for me because every
He
time I'm
clarified. She said
exposed,
not free exposure. And
No,
I actually
paid
okay,
exposure.
I get you.
every time I'm exposed, it's like I planted a new tree and it has endless branches.
I understand what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't want to argue on this one.
I don't
I'm
do
good.
free.
Right, right.
I understand.
I
but-
don't like, especially if you're a newer DJ. I don't like. I've done plenty of events for free. Like,
We all
and I'm just,
have.
like, that's just facts. And so I feel that there's a place, there's a time and place for it. Like, I always tell people, if you feel comfortable doing it for free, that don't let anybody else talk you out of it. Like, if you really
Absolutely
in your heart truly believe, if I take this gig, it's gonna pay off for me in the long run, who am I to say, oh man, you're ruining the industry by DJing that event for free?
No, that's
right?
Stupid. So I'm gonna ask each one of you,
Mm-hmm.
if you would have been able to DJ at the Super Bowl yesterday for free, are you there?
Yes.
Or are you at the crib talking about they didn't
there.
want to pay
I'm
me?
there.
Okay, so I
I'm
understand.
there
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
Mike.
I'm there, and I'm going to talk to someone. Everybody with the clothes that I want to wear. Hey,
Because that Super Bowl jersey he had on was nice, man. Oh,
I'm telling you, I'm
man,
going to get
I
paid.
saw a jacket this morning Nate had on, Nate Burleson on. Oh man, that jacket was smooth. So I guess we'll find us some cheap Super Bowl gear in Vegas while we're out there next week. We'll hit some stores. But no, you definitely would do that.
Oh,
man. Yeah, I'd have been there. Yeah. Cascade. Now I never really knew anything about him. Of course, I wicked him last night.
I got to go back and look because I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know. And he get on national TV and you're in the mix and you DJ Cascade, or they showed him 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Yeah. So
no, I got to check that out.
oh yeah, you need to go watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a great
was
game,
great.
but I'm saying the little bitty things that they
I saw the
added
game.
into.
Incorporated.
I just couldn't see that.
And the
because I was
graphics, man, they
DJing.
threw up a graphic after a touchdown.
Bro,
and
that
had
was
Cole
so
Sparks
dope.
on the side.
Yeah. That was so dope.
Because Calvin said, "Is that?" I said, "No, baby, that's a graphic." So it was kind of funny. They put up touchdown, then here come the Cole Sparks. Like, I said, boy, they trying to get us.
See, the thing that I like about it, it seemed like every year they're introducing some type
Oh,
of
it's
new
technology grows. Oh yeah.
And it's something new, and a new way to watch the game.
Yeah.
So my brother, just real quick, he said, let's go to the Super Bowl last night, me and all my brothers. And I said, okay, it's going to be about $2,000 each. Y'all start saving now. I mean, that's just the estimate. I said,
you have how much those tickets were?
Oh yeah, they went for 8,000-9,000. But if you start early and
Yeah,
get
you
them
got to.
before trying to figure out who's going. Like,
I saw a TikTok this morning where it was a girl going around to people at the Super Bowl. Hey, how much did you pay for your Super Bowl ticket? The first lady she talked to paid $13,000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I was like, what?
Somebody said 18 grand for some tickets.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous,
Crazy.
But like the booth that Taylor then was in, or their suites, they were $1 million. And Kelsey paid $1 million for them to all be in
That's
that
crazy,
in that
bro.
suite. But half of those people there got the
Oh
money.
yeah.
Now it's us idiots who don't have the money. I'm gonna drop $8,000 on the ticket to go. No,
I'm good.
No, I'm
we
good.
need a state.
Unless if the Cowboys were playing in the Super Bowl, y'all.
I mean, everybody would go for their team. Yeah, you would go for your
But
team.
I'm gonna be there. I already told my wife, like, if the Cowboys ever make it, I'm cashing in my everything that I own to be there, bro.
And it's funny you say that because when the Saints went in 2009, I said, should I go? Should I go? Should I go? Should I go? And I just kept hesitating and end up not going. But I so regret it. So I'm telling you, if you get the chance, go. Because my biggest fear was I spent all this money and we lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have been so.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough.
But then they won.
I know, but it's the experience. So next time, I don't care if they play in the super team with everybody, with Peyton and all of them on there. I don't care who it is.
You're gonna be
I'm going because I want to experience that. And like I say, me and my brothers might go next year. But what you can do too is volunteer to help with like the flag and stuff and all of that. And you got
to get in there.
Yeah, you can get to go to because I had a friend that actually did that when they went to Miami. He volunteered and he helped out at the stadium.
Man, I wonder how many people he had to go through to get picked.
I don't know, but that is something you can.
He probably had to pay.
No, you don't have to pay you. They actually pay you, but you got to get on the list.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
right.
But there's different ways. But I'm gonna definitely look into it next year. Depending on, I know we're not going because I think San Francisco will be back and they're gonna do nothing but get better.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Well, who do you see beating San Francisco?
I'm just saying it's not that they don't have the team now. It's always injuries and things of that nature, how things happen.
Yeah.
And
you don't know what's going to happen, but
in a perfect setting, I see them.
Yeah.
Unless something happens during this little off-season time, in a perfect setting, I see them.
But man, as long as Patrick Mahomes is in the league, like, I ain't betting against Patrick Mahomes. He single-handedly won that game last night.
San Francisco defense played so great. Most of the game. That muff killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying there are certain people that you cannot make mistakes.
Oh yeah,
He's one of them.
yeah.
You know, and somebody said he has this dad body. And
He gave all of us chubby dudes
Yeah.
hope, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Back on track.
All right.
You'll be off course all day.
Yeah.
But-
So how did you come up with your name?
Well, I mean, it's my birth name actually.
I
Well,
know,
so
but what made you choose?
well, actually, so before I went by Nate Acosta, I actually went by DJ DNA. And
well, everybody thinks it's still that anyway because
Yeah,
somebody
'cause my-
corrected me the other day and says DNA.
yeah, well, so DNA is actually the name of my company now.
Oh, okay.
How? Okay, explain.
So when I was again going back to like when I wanted to be a rapper, me and some
Okay.
of my friends were like sitting around, right? And I'll never forget. I was at Target, bro. I was at Target, and my friend called me. He's like, "Bro," I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, I just had like an epiphany, and I know what your rap name should be." And I said, "What?" He said, "DNA." And I was like,
I'm talking about he
what?
went to the
Bro, he was like, he was convincing. Like he had been thinking about this all day or something. And he was like, DNA. And I was like, okay, like why? And he's like, you're a DJ. Your name's Nathan Acosta, DNA. Like that. And I was
Okay.
like, okay. And he's like, and plus, like, you know, so both of my grandpas also like were in bands and they sang and all. So he's like, and it's in your DNA, bro. It just fits. And I was like, all right, you convinced me, bro. Like I didn't even have
I mean,
a
it's
DJ
kinda
name.
cool. I mean,
Oh, it is.
Is there another DNA out there?
There's like a DNA
It's a
battle
lot of
rapper.
A lot of
No, I was saying, is there another DJ out there named DNA?
I'm sure.
No, I'm
sure
just
there
playing.
is.
I'm just saying we all got it.
Yeah. So I'm sure that there is.
You're
So
an
for the
idiot. You're an
longest,
idiot.
I went by that. I went by DJ DNA,
Uh-huh.
but I always felt like cringe, bro. Like going up
When
to like,
somebody asks
yeah,
you,
or like when people would
"What's
come
your
up and be like,
name?"
"Oh, what's up, DNA?" I'm like, DJ DNA. I'm like, oh man, it just didn't feel right, you know. So as I got older and I like really got into the wedding scene like heavy,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, I got to be a little more professional, and I'm just gonna go by my name. I'll name the company DNA, like, you know, but my DJ name's just gonna be Nate Acosta. So
Yours,
that's what
I don't
did.
really see as bad. Some of the others we've had have been horrible, like DJ Zero, DJ. What was it? Man,
But I'm just saying it just depends on how you
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
it.
Right.
yeah.
But when you
Like
I
if you're in the
think the-
clubs and stuff, I don't, you know,
Yeah.
like if that's your primary like gig is
Yeah.
clubs. I mean, I've seen some wild names out there, you know, but
Oh, we have too.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people, I applaud them for change. I'll give you a good one. One of my boys down in New Orleans, his name was DJ T-Bone.
oh, okay.
I was like, whose wedding are you going to do? This is DJ Steak T-Bone
Yeah.
coming to do your
yeah,
wedding.
we got Uncle T-Bone in the house.
Yeah. How do you want it done?
So I said, here's a new DJ name, DJ Terrence J. Change your name, please.
Yeah.
So he changed it and he laughed. I was like, a lot of times we don't think about that
Right,
stuff.
right.
Well, I think when you actually just say it and actually listen to it, and how does it make you feel?
Yeah. Just think you call, hey, this is DJ T-Bone. Please leave a message.
Yeah.
T-
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
You know
let
what?
me-
Yeah, this is
next.
DJ Whoop Ass.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Call me back at
DJ Can, huh? 50-gallon drum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you really have to think about
Yeah.
it, man. And I mean, if you're comfortable with it, and you feel like it's okay to say it to people.
Oh,
Hey,
it's-
follow me.
yeah.
Roll
Right.
with it,
Yeah.
man.
Exactly. And if it works for you, you know,
Yeah.
Do it.
Some people, I just think if you have that situation, your personality has to be such where people just feel that
right.
Yeah.
and they don't attach a negative, something negative to it.
Yeah.
And you have to own it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta own
if
it.
you 50, 50 cal or whatever you want, you gotta own it. Pull it out.
Yeah. Keep that thing on me.
Oh man. But no, like you say, if you're comfortable with it, hey, ride with it,
Right.
man. And it,
Do you.
some people don't care. And today we have quite a few little we could have some interesting weddings that really won't care about the name. And we got some WAPs and some all that kind of stuff they want to hear. So, Sexy
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's interesting.
Pound Town.
Ski yee.
Yeah.
So
It's
hey,
interesting.
some of them are good with that, but
Mhm.
have something that goes both ways.
Right,
It
right.
could be ghetto fabulous.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
It could appeal to
ghetto, but
multiple
still,
people.
yeah, that you cross over.
And I would say today, in today's time, it's more acceptable.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
When we were growing up, you had to really be careful with certain things
Oh, yeah.
because it would automatically let them know, oh no,
He ain't the
no, you will not have DJ so and so DJing your wedding. you will not. Your grandfather will die.
Over my dead body.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, NJ. Ninja J at you. Coming live.
Yeah, man.
What was your first DJ name?
Do boy.
No, don't start. I had a DJ Stymie J. That was my nickname.
Slimy J?
Stymie.
Oh, Stymie. Okay,
Stymie
okay.
J.
What about you, Mike?
Sound like a tap dance.
No, it was Stymie because the cartoon or the buckwheat and all that.
Oh, okay,
One
okay.
girl, one day we were somewhere, she called me Stymie. And that just stuck all through high school. So, like, one of my first names is Stymie J.
Huh.
Yeah. Mine was Scratch Master G.
Okay. Sound like a kung fu guy, superhero.
No, it fits.
I'm just saying,
because he loved the scratch, so it fit everything.
Back then, you had different names, DJs, and I really took that from Mixmaster Ice, so to speak.
Okay,
that was a DJ for UTFO.
Okay, yeah, I
so
got you.
And
Scratch
you had
Master G. Scratch Master G.
Now coming to the stage, Scratch Master G.
Sound like a stripper name.
No,
Dark chocolate.
It was your name, man. So it's all good.
No, it was
just like Stymie, and then they called me Bodak for a while. One of my military buddies started calling me Bodak, so that stuck for. Well, he still calls me that to the day. So,
you almost got yellow put behind.
Right? Yeah.
Man, but yeah, he calls me Bodak to this day, man.
Wow, what did that come
Interesting.
from? What does it mean?
Yeah,
Jeffro Bodine. He just said Jeffro Bodak.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you know what's amazing? How so many of our names and nicknames come from trauma.
Yeah,
something offensive.
Well,
like Mexicans are notorious for that, bro. They be giving nicknames to like kids. Like if you're like a darker complected kid, they're gonna call you like Moreno. Or just they always like find something. Like, I had a cousin. She had big eyes as a kid, and my grandma called her Gecko. Like that was her nickname, and like they just find something that but it made sense because she did have big eyes, but she called her Gecko. Or I had another cousin that had red hair because he was half white, and she would call him Rusty. Like that was his nickname, So like, yeah, bro, Mexicans are notorious for that, man.
I'm telling you, and you tell me most of that is not accepted.
Oh,
it's forced.
Bro, oh yeah, nobody who wants to be called a Gecko, bro?
I'll give you a couple. A guy played basketball. He was my cousin too. His dad had his hair that went up in the front. We called his father Sun Visor Man.
Wow,
bro.
So I'm just.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're rough, man. My dad was notorious for nicknaming everybody. He called one of my cousins Giselina.
Oh wow.
Humpty Dump. And I mean, he just, like you say, just giving out nicknames, man.
And it comes from a place of love at the end of the day.
I don't know. Maybe from him it did.
But it's one of them things, man.
That's debatable.
And
it's highly debatable.
And they call his brother Duck. You know why they call him Duck? Because he used to take his shoes off, put them in his pocket, and walk around with no shoes on. So they call him Duck. Duck feet.
Oh my God.
So I mean, we had some notorious nicknames in
hilarious.
our family, man. So, but yeah, we could talk about crazy names and names, but yeah, all about. And then I just decided to change my name to JP because it was simple, easy, class,
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, and I really, of course, everybody wants to be Jazzy J. People call you that, but there's no way I could do that.
Yeah,
could I say Jazzy J2 Junior something?
0.5.
Yeah, 2.0.
Yeah.
So I just roll with JP.
All right, so I'll let you have this one, Jeff.
Okay. What is something you think we can do without in the DJ industry?
Oh man. I think, I hit on it a little bit earlier. I think like the gatekeeping, right? Like the judgment. I see it, especially like sometimes you get on Facebook, right? And I feel like Facebook groups, they're supposed to be helpful, and not all of them, right? Like the Crosstalk, I feel is like a great place. Like if you're not a member of that, like definitely go check that out. But I've been in other groups, man, and I see it all the time where like, someone might post a picture of their setup, right? Hey guys, trying to get feedback on my setup, or I'm trying to, can you guys help me come up with like what I should charge for this wedding or this event? And it could be very toxic, bro. Like, they'll be commenting on, oh bro, I can't believe you left those wires. Like, and it could be like a new guy, man. Like he's asking for help, and you got, 40, 50, 60 different DJs, just bashing the man on, instead of like giving constructive criticism that could really turn around and help this person, they belittle them, so all that, man. Like for me, I posted this on my Instagram stories a couple of days ago. Like I just went on a little rant about, I feel like once DJs or really any vendors get to a certain status, they could kind of forget where they came from. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if someone, if you've been DJing for 20 years and you're not where you want to be just yet, or you've been just started DJing last year and you want to get better, like you should never allow people to, and this is something I feel really strongly about, man, but you should never let people guilt you into buying a certain setup because that's the norm or that's what you should be getting, right? Or never let someone, talk down on you because maybe you're still learning how to beat match or these types of things. Now, there's going to be some DJs out there that are like, well, I don't need to know how to beat match. Well, maybe for your clients, you don't. I can't tell you do or don't need to learn. That's something that you got to think about, right? But I think one of the biggest things we can do without is like trying to force our opinion or what we think is acceptable onto other DJs. Like, right? Like we can only, like, I'd rather just get with people who think like-minded like me. And if there's people that don't, okay, that's cool. You do your thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to bash you for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And I agree, if I can just touch on it. I agree with everything that you're saying in regards to that, but I also will take it a little bit farther. People cannot be upset for people pointing out something that they see. Whatever you do, I think it's great and it's cool. But when the moment that you give off the illusion that you are something that you're not, to me, that's when you cross the line, and you cannot be mad when someone points that out. Yeah. Because you have a lot of us out here that are selling people dreams that we cannot make into reality. Yeah. And I think that that's very wrong.
For sure.
Because if some of us, we make a really good living off of doing this. And some guys are making north of 50K a year. Some 60, 80 to 100K a year. Is that not worthy enough for you to invest in being better?
Oh, for sure. I mean, and I think that, that's something that you could always improve on. Like, I feel like there's plenty of things that I want to be better at. Right. And I'm constantly trying to better myself in certain situations, but I'm never going to look at a guy who was where I was 5 years ago, but I feel like a lot of people do, right? Like,
they do.
And they're like, I can't believe, like, bro, we all started somewhere. I used to DJ events for $50 an hour or, for free even. So I'm not ever going to be one of those DJs that like tries to belittle someone else because maybe their rate is lower. Hey, that's on them, man. Like, and if that's the amount of money that they need to support their family, who am I to tell them that they're wrong?
You can't. You can't. And it's amazing how some of us forget that we were born.
Right.
We act like
well, you never cease to amaze
I'm just saying we do. We act like we came out the womb adults and we were skilled at everything.
And we act like we knew how to do everything as a DJ too. You don't. And you still, if you're not still learning or getting better at what we're doing. Yeah.
And I would beg to say this: a lot of the ones that are saying these things, I think they're horrible.
God, I love this man right here, bro. I never really like sat down and had a real conversation with you, Mike, but I appreciate, sometimes.
I have to be really careful, but I have to keep him constrained.
But y'all give a good balance to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Praise
you're the
Lord,
game
everybody.
To the game.
We need the good guy over here. But he's just
honest.
telling the truth.
No,
though.
but it's fact though, Mike. Like, like you said, man, like something I see all the time too is like, sometimes there's DJs out there, right, that maybe at one point in time they were the top of the game, right?
Yeah.
They were the best at what they did. They stayed booked every weekend, but they let off the gas, right? They let off the gas just a little. They started getting comfortable. And you have these young guys who are hungry, man, and they're working day in, day out. And this goes for anything. Photographers, exactly. Yes. But repetition. And then those older people, they get hurt,
bitter.
They get bitter. That's yes, exactly.
Bitter
but the only person you can be mad at is yourself, man.
Absolutely.
And so all of us can only do our best. And if you're letting off the gas and you're getting comfortable, maybe you used to, and I've seen this time and time again, man, like a particular DJ or whoever was like a wedding planner's favorite vendor. And that wedding planner used to use them all the time. But then a new guy comes into town and he starts putting in work, building relationships, just doing what he's supposed to do. And maybe now that wedding planner's taking a few gigs from this guy, now pass them to the new guy. You can't be mad at the new guy. He didn't do anything, right?
No.
He's just doing his part.
He's just doing his part. And if the wedding planner thinks that this person is a better fit than you, hey, bro, that's on you. You know?
That's why you gotta constantly always be. Just looking for making other relationships and making yourself better at the same time. But go ahead, Mike.
I'm just saying. I'll say this and then I'll go into it. Michael Jackson said something that was. I'm talking about. It was before its time.
Okay. The
man in the mirror. Yeah. I'm just saying. You have to look at yourself. In the words of Waterboy's mama,
we got all kind of quotes today.
Being comfortable is a sin,
bro.
Wow.
Preach, Mike.
When you get comfortable and think that you have arrived, you have just failed.
So let me ask both of y'all, do y'all get comfortable? Are you comfortable?
No, I don't.
Do you ever think you fell into a place of
Yes, I have.
You, Nate?
You're
young in the game.
Yeah, I feel like, I definitely, I don't know about comfort, but there's times where I feel like less motivated, right? And so like maybe I'll let off creating content for a couple weeks or maybe I'll, not do as much to keep my name up there and keep my name in conversation. But it's something that like, bro, I know there's a kid at his house right now practicing to come for my spot. And I know that, and that motivates me every single day to do something, whether it's, make a reel or do whatever I can to just get a little bit better, bro.
And I'll tell you this here, Jeff.
Go ahead.
A lot of the problems for a lot of us is we reprioritize our time. And when you have a lot of things in the pot, you end up going in another direction and you reprioritize your time, where you have these kids that they're just right here.
Focus.
In that vein.
Locked in.
Because that's what's important to them.
Yep.
And the comfort sometimes comes in, you know what, I'm okay. Let me, go do this right here. But every moment that you take away from doing something, you lose it.
Yeah. For sure.
You lose. I'm just saying you could keep. I would say this. I don't think I will never forget how to mix a song. But you know what I can forget? Timing.
Yeah.
Of when to mix a song, when to go in, when to come out. I can forget timing of scratching where it's off.
Well,
right.
And all of those things are important.
Yeah.
Hands get slow. You become a zoom it.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite or things I hate the most is like I'm raising my prices, the announcements. And I just want to ask everybody, what have you done to raise your prices? What are you adding? What are you doing differently that makes you more valuable than you were last year besides inflation? Inflation goes up everywhere.
Right.
But what are you giving to make it better? So I always want to ask that question, but I never do because I'm one of those guys that try to keep the peace.
Hey, ask the question.
I know.
Yeah,
Mike would ask.
And I tell people all the time, I'm an open book, man. Like, anytime.
No, I'm just saying, you see them, this is last year's prices won't be this. I'm like, why? What did you do different that's going to make you better than what you did last year?
For sure.
That's a good question.
Because a lot of times people, and sometimes I don't feel that. I feel like a big mistake like DJs make when it comes to like marketing their services or, raising that price, right? And it's something I had to I spoke with this guy. His name is Matthew Wingard, I think is his last name. And I could have totally.
It's okay.
But
Matthew, big shout out. Go ahead.
Shout out to him, man. He helped me really refocus my branding and my message to. I used to think I was the DJ for everybody, right? Like that I could do any type of event. But he told me if you're a DJ for everybody, you're a DJ for nobody. And so really figuring out which events were my favorite that I ever DJ'd, right? And what did they have in common? And so once I really sat down and thought about that, I realized, hey man, I like these type of weddings. So I'm going to start creating content speaking to these particular people. And if you were to ask me, I really didn't change anything gear wise to raise my price. I just realized that now I'm a specialist for this client. So since I'm specialized in this type of event, it comes at a premium price.
So let me ask you a question. You did something, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So most people do absolutely nothing and just say I'm raising. They're not getting better. They're not going anywhere. They're not learning anything. They're not doing anything.
And then they get mad when they don't get the rate.
Yeah. And then they
get mad when they get booed.
Yeah.
They get the rate.
Or someone's like, I paid you all this money and you were not worth it. You know?
So, I mean, if you're going to do that, you got to be worth. But I mean, a lot of people are, but I'm just saying you have to be doing something. You got to be, separating yourself if you want to say you're at the top of the class. But all right, go ahead, sir. It's really been,
So what is something you love about the industry?
I mean, honestly, man, I do feel like the DFW, and again, I haven't been a lot of places, man. Like it's on my bucket list to get to more of these conferences and do more of that. But at least from what I've known here in the DFW, man, to be honest with you, like the DJ industry here, from most of the DJs that I've actually had real life interactions with, I'm not talking about online or guys that I don't know. Everybody's been very helpful, right? Like, and I think that goes though both ways. Like, I feel like if I were a gatekeeper, I didn't really try to like share my knowledge with people. Of course, no one's going to share anything with me, right? Like, and that's where I think a lot of DJs miss the mark, is that they feel, hey, I'm going to hold on to this information, right? I'm not going to share it with nobody because this is my secret sauce. But you know what? If I give Jeff some advice, like, hey man, look, this is what I did, he's going to turn around and do the same thing for me. And I'm going to be able to learn from somebody who's been doing this for longer, who, you guys have this dope office here, like, so there's a lot for me to learn from just you two guys, sitting here and getting feedback from y'all. And same goes for everybody, man. But so that's what I love about the industry, is being able to come together, not gatekeeping, sharing ideas. I know you have those crosstalk meetings, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that I have had the opportunity to go with, it was nice, man. Just kicking ideas off with everybody, figuring out, hey, what are you doing that's working, right? What are you doing that's not working? And then all growing and helping each other, get to that next level.
Yeah. I would say this here. You just made me think about something. We have conferences, that continue to help you to, build, to edify, your services and a lot of times yourself,
right?
Because they're not just talking about business; they're talking about, self.
Mm-hmm.
And until today, I wouldn't have said what I'm about to say. Everybody shouldn't go to the conference, and the reason why I'm saying that is some people do not have the mindset that's necessary. Everybody can't go to Notre Dame.
No. And being that you said that, you could compare it to halftime performance.
Yes. And I'm just saying
everybody's not going to be happy with it no matter what you do.
And just hearing you speak made me think about something. Your personality, the way that you view business and what you want to do, is a perfect fit for that type of situation.
Sure.
That is one of those situations that whenever you do decide to go, that I think it's going to take you to maybe like 10 notches higher.
Right.
Because you're in the room with the people that are millionaires in this. You have
the same mindset.
And the same approach that we have at Crosstalk. That's why I created it, is the same thing. Michael Walter is available. Joe Bond.
Yeah.
Bill Herman.
Well, see, the only one that I did go to, I went to the Collective, not this
DJ
one.
Collective.
Not this one, but the one before.
You went to the Big Bombastic, which is, that's the one. I'm saying that's the big one. I mean, those guys, that's top of Jana, and all those guys are top of Joe Bond.
But I think there's also stuff to learn at like MEX and all these, I think you guys mentioned Marquee and
Harvest of Sound.
Exactly, bro. Like, I feel that one of the nicest things about that particular conference that I went to, and again, I haven't been to the others, so I can't say that, and maybe you guys could fill me in, but everybody there was an open book, man. Like, and those guys are at the top of the game, bro.
Well, for the most part, it is. I'm just saying you have a couple, but for the most part,
right.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the hallway conversations
that he has had,
it goes down.
Well, I can only imagine with Mike in the meetings, bro.
I'm gonna say, I went to my first conference, 2017 in Las Vegas, and the first thing the host said was, leave all your egos at the door.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a $5,000 DJ or $500 DJ. We all on the same level today. And from that day forward, I've always carried it like that. And everybody I've talked to, anybody, Jana, anybody I spoke to, man, Bill Herman, my first conference, and I've told the story before. First conference I went to, big time speaker.
Right,
Just got through speaking. Me and my wife walking around looking lost because our first one. He hung out with us for 2 hours, walked around, told us everything we should do, who we should get to know, how we should do things. And he just invited me and my wife and Mike to a dinner this week at Mex that he's hosting.
Wow.
I mean, so I made friends like that, man. I mean, the first guy I met in line for breakfast that morning is my mentor. He writes me all the time, tells me stuff. He gave me a blueprint on how to hire my whole team, what training to put them through. Scott, I mean, he still checks on me to this day, and I haven't seen him but once in my life.
And can you imagine if you would have been one of those DJs that just was like, oh, I'm just here to like learn. I'm not going to share nothing with nobody. You would have never.
Oh, no. If you would have been like that and we bumped into each other,
you wouldn't even get nothing for the most part.
Yeah.
Because the mindset itself will shut you down.
I wish I'm going to have to break. I really want to go to collective eventually, but that number just hurts my feelings.
We can go in a different way.
I know we can go the other way. We can work on it. But just the atmosphere and everything that you get, man. And like y'all say, if you go closed-minded, and Mike, I think he kind of got it, but I always preach in conference, go get educated. And I asked Mike on the way back, I say, do you get the same passion or you get the same feel that I did? Did you get something out of it? Because I don't know if, like you say, everybody's not going to see it how I see it.
Well, I would tell you this, and this is something that we touched on. You have to experience it.
Yeah,
some people you can paint a picture to, but there's nothing like the experience of it.
Right.
Because there's little nuances that take place that you can't explain. When you have conversations or you speak with certain people, or you like at Harvest of Sound, we were in a room and we were at a party and it was all DJs, DJing. And I was at the front of the room and I just turned around and looked back and I see all of these DJs and I see guys that are dark complected, light complected,
right,
dressed alike, acting the same way, the same mannerisms. And I just see all of this and everybody's just dancing and having a good time. I'm like, wow. You couldn't have told me that.
Right.
So
because I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different. And for me, and I was telling Jeff, me and my wife used to be a part of this network marketing business. I remember we went on the main conference that they did in Miami, and we was there for a week. Being there changed our business. When I came back to Dallas, I was on it.
Right. Yeah. That's how I felt when I got back from the collective, man. I was like,
I was on it.
Let's go.
End up building, we had like 50 or 60 people in our organization just from that.
Right.
So you have to do these things because the information that people are pouring into you, I don't care. You can sit at home and watch YouTube every day.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. And like you said, half of it is hallway conversation. Breakfast is.
I mean, even like to take it a step down, this, right? Like, like just us sitting down having this conversation, like it's already motivated me to be like, man, like, I'm gonna go home and now I'm gonna have a great rest of my day and I'm gonna be able to like, really get some stuff done, man. Cause it doesn't, if you can't, cause some people, maybe they can't afford the flight and all this, but I know Jeff, you put together the monthly talks, and sometimes, man, like, of course, life gets in the way, right? I'll be first to admit, I've only been able to attend one, but the one that I did go to, I felt good after I left, right? And rubbing shoulders with people that do what you do, because a lot of times, man, like I have friends who aren't in the industry, and so talking to them about my DJ goals and stuff, it could maybe sometimes come off as a little like bragging or what you're trying to do, and two, they probably don't really even care, bro, because like this isn't what they do. But if I tell you,
because they can't
relate
see that we can do what we do, they can't fathom. My mom still doesn't believe it to this day. She's
exactly
like, you're a DJ and you do what?
But these conversations right here, right, we're upbuilding each other, we're all motivating each other just to like help us go to the next level, man. So I appreciate you guys for having me, man. Seriously.
Now, I was talking to Mario and I was like, hey, I need, get some different people. Who is somebody you'd like to see us interview? And he said you and a couple others. And I said, let me reach out to Nate and see if we can get one. Because we didn't have anybody scheduled for tomorrow. Me and Mike were probably just going to clown for an hour. And, just reminisce. We were going to talk about some one-hit wonders and a bunch of other stuff and for the show.
Sure.
But I said, let's see if we get Nate. Hopefully he can come on. If not, we'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
Up. But, man, it was and really to get to know you because I really, like we've had maybe a couple interactions. I've seen you maybe once or twice. And I think the first time I met you, it was like, he was like, who is this dude, man? Or who is JP? So, I mean, I think a lot of people take it that way, but I'm not trying to be better than anybody.
No, for sure, man.
I just want to leave the industry better than I found it.
Yep.
And I don't want people to treat me like it was when I was growing up. Oh, I can't tell you what this song is. I can't do you this. You got to figure it out yourself. Or I've even had people send me the wrong way just so
just to mess you up,
give you a bad record pool when they know that's a bad record pool or a bad thing, and just so you don't keep. I mean, but there's enough for everybody out here.
Man. What did you say? 64,000 events.
64,000. That was probably 5 years ago when I researched that. We were looking that up. I know you were really cool that day we met when I was putting the love letters out.
That's right. That was
that's what we really had a conversation.
The Dragon.
The
Dragon
Dragon
and How or How and Dragon, something like that. Yeah.
He was DJing. I was putting out like, hey, what the hell is this guy, man? Who's JP, man? Why is he at my wedding?
You mentioned
anyway?
Valente or VTech.
Yeah.
And so, man. So I mean, the industry, there's a lot of DJs, but at the same time, it's still small, man.
Oh yeah,
so,
really.
Everybody knows somebody.
I do a little bit of everything.
Right.
So I'm gonna cloud you. I might love letter you.
Yeah.
I might uplight you. So something. But photo
DJ,
booth you.
What, slow jam voice too, huh?
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, there it is.
We got Usher coming up next.
Yeah.
Confessions.
Yes. But so we all gonna run into each other, and then you may do something that you may be doing something that I'm there for.
Right.
You compete be sparks, and because I don't do that no more. Clouds and a little bit of everything. So, but it's just good to know other people, and you might need some help, or you might need somebody to do something. You might never can tell. You might need Mike.
We all need somebody, man.
Yeah, well, at least have somebody you can bounce ideas off of and not feel like they're going, like you say. That's why I created Crosstalk too, because I got so sick of seeing groups where people getting their head beat in for asking,
simple
what
questions.
Would you play at this party? Or I've never, hey, you don't know what they're doing. Don't bash them. And yeah, you could do the research, but hey, I've done the research and I still don't have any good ideas. Help me out.
Exactly.
So if somebody asks you a question, help them out. Don't bash them upside the head.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have one more question for you.
All right.
Yeah. What is the gem that you would like to share with the audience?
Man, I feel like I preach this all the time, man. Like, don't take for granted being nice to people. Like, just as simple as that, man. People ask me, people have hit me up and been like, hey, Nate, these younger DJs, how did you, get where you're at today? Like, what are the steps that you took? And the first thing I always lead with, man, is just being nice. Like, that opens so many doors for me. I'm the type of DJ, if I'm at an event and, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm on a vendor list because at that time I was DJing a wedding and the florist, she was like, hey, there was a table in her way and she was a small lady trying to move it out the way. So I was like, hey, can I help you move the table? And she was like, oh, that would be amazing. Like, I would really appreciate that. So I helped her move the table and she was like, you know what? You're the first DJ that I've ever met at a wedding that didn't give off like diva vibes, right? And it wasn't like, wow, hey, that's not my job. Like, oh, well, I ain't doing it, So by doing that for her, she's like, can I get a card? I said, yeah, of course. A couple of weeks later, she said, hey, she hit me up and said, hey, I'm opening up a brand new wedding venue and I would love for you to be my featured DJ. And on top of that, I'd love for you to DJ my daughter's wedding.
Wow.
And so, if I would have been a jerk or not been nice to her, that would have never that door would have never opened for me. Same goes for like certain wedding planners that I work with. I'm not saying you need to kiss ass or whatever, but what I do a lot of is before I get to the wedding, if I've worked with this wedding planner, hey, I'm stopping real quick to grab something at a gas station. Can I get you something?
Wow.
Red Bull, a pack of gum, whatever the case may be, man. And
look at you,
those
man.
little things right there. That's what's going to really transform your business. Sitting here and, some people might, I don't know if this ever happened to y'all, but like I've hit up people on Instagram for advice. Hey man, you think I could get like 15 minutes of your time, to ask you a few questions? Oh yeah. Well, here's my Calendly link, and it's $100 if you want to book a call with me.
Oh my,
like, come on, bro. Like we all start somewhere. It takes me literally nothing. I get DJs that hit me up all the time on Instagram. Hey man, do you think you can walk me through how you make your talking head reels? Of course, bro. Here's the link. Let's jump on. I'll take an hour out of my day and do that for you. And that's because I know that's going to come back to me, man. Like you guys asking me to be here, like to me, that was a privilege and an honor. Like I still can't fathom two guys who want to talk to me about being a DJ, man. Like I'm being like straight up, and so those are types of things that I never take for granted. I never want to get comfortable in this position. So like, if you're listening to this, man, like just be nice to people, man. It costs you nothing, and it literally pays off in ways that you would never even be able to.
There's
imagine.
no DJ too big, too little, too bad, too horrible, too great.
Nope.
To learn something from somebody else
at all.
And I'm gonna give you a quick story, just like you said about being on top. So when I really jumped into the wedding side, when I first moved here, I reached out to a DJ and I said, "Hey man, where do you think I need to put my advertising dollars?" And I listed some stuff. His answer was all of them, and never replied back to me again. Needless to say, that individual, like you said, got passed by everybody and is now on the bottom.
Yep.
But you just have, like you say, just be nice. And I love that idea now but I don't know if I'm gonna text the planners and be like, but hey, that's a great
these are
idea.
Planners that I work with like frequently, right?
Yeah.
And so like if I'm on my way to an event, or I do it for like whoever, man, there's certain photographers. Like I feel like now I'm at a point where I really work with the same vendors a lot.
Yeah, if you do that, yeah.
And
then
so
you kind of know what they want. You can grab some.
Exactly.
Hey, I know they like this. They might like Smart Water. They might like that.
Yeah.
But being nice goes along.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know if y'all are familiar with Napoleon Hill. One of his books is called The Laws of Attraction.
Yes, everybody knows about that book.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that he said or he talked about was having personality that is a likable personality.
Yeah.
One of the things that you should have, because he said by having something negative, you're drawing
negative.
That's a great point, man.
So by putting that out there, I'm saying some of us, we wonder why we're successful. If you go back and look at everything that you do, you'll find somewhere down the line that there's acts of random kindness and different things, so no, I like that. You have to, because being nice have allowed me to have conversations and get lost
right
and, in places where my counterpart is looking for me.
Nate, I can't even explain it, man.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting lost in Vegas.
Hey,
Yeah, man. I'll be sitting there with a guest ready to go on, go
and
live.
Mike
is nowhere to be found.
Hey,
but I understand.
You bring back Jewel.
You do your thing. Yeah, because we were able to get Cleveland Terry. We were able to get Chris Washburn. So, it's been great. Mike, keep researching. Keep doing
your thing, Mike.
Little gumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, y'all, we're going to get on out of here. How can they find you, Nate? Tell them how they can.
Yeah, man. On Instagram, DJ Nate Acosta is probably where I'm most active. I do a little on TikTok, not really too much. But yeah, DJ Nate Acosta on Instagram. The website's dnaeventservices.com.
DNA, baby.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity.
No,
man.
You're a rising star out there, man. You're doing your thing, and nobody's too little, too big, man. So, hopefully you get one. You invite us on one.
Hey, for sure, man. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah. Every time I hear you say DNA, I think of be humble.
Yeah.
Be humble.
We actually used that in a reel before. Yeah. So yeah, I love that song.
Well, man, it was great having Nate on. Mike, take us out of here, brother.
All right, y'all have a good one.
We'll see y'all Thursday.